Dolphins fans, what's going on? It's Ben Morgan at Fins Up Network. And as you can see, I mean, I don't even have my contacts in today. I thought today was going to be a little bit of a lazy Friday. My plans for the day, I was going to do some free agency prep, some final free agent prep. I was going to do some NFL draft prep on some prospects as well. But no, the Dolphins had other plans, and I'm not going to bury the lead on how things went in chronological order from the Dolphins news for the day, because the lead is, as you can see, Miami Dolphins have picked up quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's fifth-year option, which means, yep, he's going to be the team starter in 2023. We knew all that, but picking up that fifth-year option, guaranteeing to Tua that, hey, you are our guy, that picking up his fifth-year option guarantees the 2024 salary of $23.4 million being guaranteed. Now, that's not a crazy number when you see other quarterbacks getting $30, $40 million per year. Where it gets a little bit dicey is obviously the injury history. If something were to happen to Tua getting hurt, you're on the hook for $23.4 million guaranteed. But they are guaranteeing Tua, like, hey, guess what? You are our guy. And this is the offseason Tua commitment tour continued today. So it's a good day for Miami Dolphins fans. I should have grabbed my celebratory drink, but like I said, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for the day. And quite honestly, a lot about this, what they're doing with Tua, is a lot of it's optics. They're showing, hey, Tua, you are our guy. We've seen numerous stats about most fifth-year options when they're kind of picked up. Most of them aren't picked up until that deadline. In this year's case, it was May 1st, or like a day or two before that deadline. But they're saying, you know what, we're doing it before then, and we're not holding off, and we're not. And here's the optics part: if they wouldn't have picked up the fifth-year option, doesn't mean that they wouldn't have been committed to him moving forward. But the media wasn't going to take that. The media wasn't going to believe that. The Miami Dolphins are controlling the narrative here by saying, yep, we're not BSing around. We're not playing with Tua's emotions the way previous regimes and coaching staffs has. We are picking up that fifth-year option and showing not only him, but you guys in the media that you can cut the nonsense with bringing in a Lamar Jackson, with bringing in an Aaron Rodgers. Fill in the blank on the quarterback you want to bring in. Because, man, just like we talked about in yesterday's video with the Dolphins, they're all in on Tua, and you can thank Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel for that as well. And what are the Dolphins doing here? Well, quite honestly, this is another effort to say, hey, we're taking as much pressure off of Tua that we possibly can. And picking up the fifth-year option is one of the in-house things that they could do to do that. And that's going to make more sense here as well, because there's a couple of other kind of nuggets from the day that is kind of news within the news. And it also sort of relates to taking more pressure off Tua, helping him by building around him and protecting him. Because the other news we were talking about, the Miami Dolphins restructured the contracts of Bradley Chubb, Terron Armstead, and Tyreek Hill. Now, when you add in the constructing the contracts of those three players, and then you add the savings from Byron Jones, because he'll be a post June 1st designation with his cut once they make that official on the new league year. I believe it is on March 15th. We're looking at, I think, probably like 50 to 60 million available to the Dolphins in cap space in 2023. Now, it's not technically available, but it freed up that much more compared to where they were already over the cap. So there are now some dollars that can be spent this offseason. And I know that this is where it relates to Tua. I'm not trying to get sidetracked here. The Miami Dolphins front office has consistently said this offseason, you know what? We trust Liam Eichenberg. We trust Austin Jackson. These are going to be our offensive linemen moving forward. We want them to compete for spots. But keep your eye on the Miami Dolphins bringing a more plug-and-play type option at right tackle next week when free agency starts. Because I talked about it in the free agency primer video, 5 guys to target. I added Mike McGlinchey in there. And we talked about Mike McDaniel being a huge Mike McGlinchey fan. And that goes deeper than just him coaching with him previous times in San Francisco. But Mike McGlinchey being available, Caleb McGarry being available because the Falcons didn't tag him. There are other options besides those two as well that are obvious, clear and obvious upgrades at right tackle to Austin Jackson. So that's what I mean by saying, you know what? These moves free up space to continually support Tua and supporting him up front, keeping him protected, keeping him upright. And by guaranteeing his 5th-year deal, and you don't want any more injuries to happen, protecting him up front is a huge part of that. Now, obviously, in regards to restructuring the contracts and everything, we've got our own in-house free agents. The team is also going to be doing its due diligence on other free agents that aren't just offensive linemen. We know linebacker, we know cornerback. Those are some pressing positions as well. Still look to potentially add a veteran safety. I truly believe they'll be doing that. But I think these moves open up the door a little bit for more of that higher caliber right tackle to be addressed in free agency as well. And one other nugget from the day, the Miami Dolphins signed Salvon Ahmed, who was a restricted free agent. It's a 1-year deal worth up to $1.8 million. But yes, Mike McDaniel really likes Salvon Ahmed. He likes the skill set. He likes what he brings to the table. And honestly, $1.8 million for a 1-year running back, you didn't have to pay all that much either. So the Dolphins do officially have a running back along with Alec Ingold, and he's a fullback, obviously, but they have a running back under contract for the 2023 season. And now we got to wait. Now we got to wait till next week to see what happens with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson. Will they be re-signed? Will it be a different free agent? We'll wait and see, but those are the Dolphins news and nuggets from today. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Everything that happened from Tua's 5th year to the restructurings to free agents to Salvon Ahmed, whatever your thoughts are, go ahead and drop them in the comments. But that is the news for today, Miami Dolphins fans. And until next time, fins up.